This is camera inspection from Stack by South Wall and Basement. Cast iron under the floor. We see heavy mineral buildup. Very good connection where the new cleanout was installed. Right, I'm guessing, is for a floor drain. Connect into HDPE. It looks like it may have shifted a bit.
And replace. You could go on here. This is just my. I'm going through paperwork and pictures up the kazoo. So, yeah, and we're kind of redoing the floor a little bit, and a little bit of everything. And what was your name again?
Mike.
Mike. Okay. Oh my. Yeah. So that's what they quoted us at.
Say cut and remove. Stack, meaning right here they cut it so they can access it, and that's pretty common.
Yeah.
That doesn't say they're going to replace it all the way up.
No, they aren't. They were just going to do it to the toilet. Would you replace it all the way up?
I don't see anything that says it needs to be, but no.
Okay. Okay. And it is a 10-year warranty.
Yeah.
I thought it was 5, but my husband said no.
And that doesn't say they're going to do that one.
It doesn't?
Not that I've seen, no.
Because I thought it was included.
It may be. Descale and clean required. Pipe. Power jet exterior sewer line, cleaning all the root intrusions. There's no root intrusions, so I don't know why they have. It's just a generalized.
Sure, sure.
Make sure my gloves are clean.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh no, you don't want that stuff on there.
Oh, okay.
It's like India ink. Well, that'd be the kitchen line next, but.
Yeah, that might be worse because they didn't jet out the kitchen line. They just put a camera down it to see how the pipes looked. And they felt the kitchen one was worse than this one.
I'm sure it is. All the sludge and whatnot that they didn't clean, so.
Yeah. So.
Cut and replace existing vertical stack. That's where I would question it, but
why?
There they have straight access down, so they may not have to, but.
Right, they probably won't, but yeah. But this one, I think they were going to.
Yeah, because they need a straight access, because it's like a woven sock that is all rolled up, and then it kind of keeps folding out over itself. That's all it's like an inversion line. I mean, it is a neat system.
Okay.
But right now, I am out 121 feet.
So do you think you're still under the house then?
Oh, no, I'm well out there.
Oh,
I just
okay.
don't stop there. I'm gonna
I
check
see what you're
everything. If you
saying,
want to
sure.
see, you're more than welcome. That's kind of, in my opinion, half-assing it if you don't check the whole thing.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. And it was actually clogged all the way out into the in the
I
yard.
was wondering that.
And we had they said it must have been clogged for years, and then it finally backed up.
How often does it back up on you?
You know,
That is the $1 million question.
before we had it done, the lines done outside first, you know, we were doing it every couple of years,
Okay.
maybe, yeah.
And then how long since that line's been replaced? How often is
You
it
know,
backing
that's
up?
what we can't figure out, if it's been 3, should I call the village and ask them?
When it was put in or when it backed up?
When it was put in,
Okay, so it hasn't had an issue since it was put in.
right,
Okay, then it becomes an issue if it's cost effective to worry about it. I mean, you're more than welcome to look. Right now,
Okay.
I am out
And
160.
that's what my husband is asking, can we let it go? It's a lot of money,
It is.
is it, should we get it done? You know?
That's entirely up to you. And I'll show you the kind of difference of what I see. By code, you're only allowed 100 feet between cleanouts. That being said, I mean, I can see it's been sludging at the top.
Is this outside now?
Oh, yeah. From right
Okay.
here, we're 166 feet away. So we're way out in the back.
Okay,
So I always like to look.
okay. And, you know, I did dump accidentally, you know, when I dumped my water down the toilet, I had a couple of rags that I dumped down the toilet. So did that help?
Oh, that can very much cause it, yes.
Yes. And then, you know, from there, it just kept backing up and
Yeah.
backing up. So they did water jet it for us the day we called them in because it
Do
was.
you mind if I ask what they charge you?
That's $700 to water jet it.
That's not terribly bad.
Yeah. We both were kind of like, "Bah, well, what are you going to do?"
Yeah.
And my husband, the question my husband asked is, how come they didn't rotor it?
That's kind of a two-sided question, and I'll go into that once we get back a little further. When you go into this pipe, it's called HDPE, high-density polyethylene.
Yes.
That's the pipe they put in from the house out.
Yes.
It's very forgiving to cutters and whatnot, so they could have, but my guess is it's way too long. Mechanical cleaning, I mean, they say you can run a couple hundred feet, but by the time, hello sir, but by the time,
This is my.
hi Scott, by the time you couple more cable onto a machine, it takes quite a bit of time. Mechanical cleaning and jetting, the difference for us, mechanical cleaning is $2.15, jetting's $3.05 an hour. But by the time you put a couple hundred feet of cable on there, you're going to be a lot more time into it. It's more time consuming.
Okay, and that's when my husband had that question, how come they didn't rotor it? Why did they just water jet it right away?
I'm guessing it's going to be over 100 feet, but
It is.
it's 166 feet from here to the city.
Yeah, right.
And right now, there's over what you can do mechanical cleaning from that clean out.
What
And
do you
I'm-
mean now? Do you know what he means, Scotty? Mechanical cleaning, is that?
A big
Most
snake,
units
a big
are
snake.
100 feet at the most.
Yeah,
And then you have
you
to
some of
add
them you
on
can
to
get
that.
125 in.
Yeah, I used to do it because I was a maintenance person at Foremost Farms for
Okay,
years.
okay.
And we had a sewer, a machine. It was
Yeah.
heavy, old. But I think it did have 200 feet on it, but it was one of those
wow.
really old. Oh my God, I think that thing weighed over 100 pounds. for
Oh,
sure.
we have one in ours. It's got 107 with the leader and the
Yeah, I felt
thing,
that
and
thing
it's
down the
like
steps.
425 pounds.
I used to just ream it out all the time, and then they burst the pipes.
Yep.
You know.
I know, we can't remember what year they did that, but it hasn't
Oh, I
been
don't know.
that
It's
long.
like 5 years ago.
So
maybe.
right here,
Yeah, that's
we're
what
at
things
25 feet
I want to say that's where the big
Yep.
clog did get clogged up, maybe because of
Yeah,
the rakes I put down
they
there.
figured that the
Here's
it had
the
been
yellow.
clogging for a while.
It's
at
very
least
possible.
several weeks, but yeah, she at some point she
Yeah, that's what she had said.
did a couple
From the clean out here out, it's 166 feet minus 23, so we're at 143 feet.
Yeah.
It can be done mechanically, but it would take so long
Okay.
adapting the cable.
So it's better to
Yeah.
do the jetting.
Oh, time-wise, yes,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
it'd
Well,
be cheaper
back
that
then
way.
they didn't even have jetting.
Right.
Back when I.
But I said at one point you asked how come they didn't rotor and put the
Oh
camera
well,
down
I
right
thought
away.
maybe they could have at least run out 100 feet.
Yeah.
But it was
Maybe
You
they
know,
knew the
it's-
area, maybe they knew
I
it was
thought
over
that'd
100
be cheaper
feet.
than the jetting, because the camera work was like a couple $100 or something, and I was like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe they pushed the camera out and found out it was over
Well,
100
what they were
feet,
trying
but-
to do was unplug it with the camera.
Yeah, and that's somewhat common.
through
It can
the
be done.
through
Yeah.
the clean out.
Yeah.
And
See, if
then
I knew it was new, I wouldn't even have tried that. I would have just put one of these on a garden hose and stuck it in there.
Yeah.
And it's got no choice. It's got
Right.
city water pressure, which is 50 psi, and makes it
Right.
slug out. But
Okay.
Yeah, then he went right to the jetting, and well, we were
Yeah.
kind of like caught off guard.
But I think
I
like
thought,
you
oh,
said,
that's cool and everything. It was like, oh, $700. I was like, oh, shit.
right here's the first issue I see, but it's not tremendously bad. It's where they connected the PVC to the HDPE
Right,
and stuff
right.
they bursted.
Right.
There's a little bit of a gap there with the Fernco, but it's
Yeah.
generally a somewhat okay
Fairly
transition.
decent transition.
And then we
Yeah,
get
it's
back
so
here into
surprised
the
they couldn't have made
cast.
that a little bit better.
Yeah. Right here is not terrible. I see a lot worse. But you get closer to this stack, there is quite a bit of scale and mineral buildup.
Right.
But it comes down to how often does it back up?
Right. Well,
Well, 'cause
not
like I
very
s-
often.
well, I said before we had the new pipe put in, we were kind of doing it
I would
every
say every 7 years, maybe.
5 to 7. I don't know.
Because like
For a
I say,
while.
I did it right up until 2005, pretty much.
And then right here it's getting a little worse.
Yeah.
Right here we're going vertical to horizontal.
Yeah.
So is that outside yet, or is
No,
that?
this
No,
is
that's
right here
right
under
here.
the floor, yeah.
Okay.
Because right
Yeah, look
here
at
on
that.
the
Yeah,
left
that
side
looks
is
really-
where the floor drain comes in. And I'm guessing this house didn't have a sump pump for years?
That I don't know. We moved in about 35 years ago.
Is there a sump pump now?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Where's it at?
It's over in the corner.
I want to go take a look because my guess is a lot of this is from groundwater where it used to be a combination, but I'll be able to
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah, the house was built in '59.
And I'm guessing it did not have a sump pump. I'm gonna have to say it.
Yeah, so. Yeah, we had to run out to the city, so I had to run it all the way across the house, out to the front of the house there.
Nuts.
That's what we did even before we moved in.
Yeah, I
I
remember
did
you
that.
had to
Yeah,
dig that
me and my brother did it.
Yeah, on the front.
And I didn't want it to go, I wanted it completely underground, so most of the neighbors just have them pouring from outside, but I
Yeah.
didn't want that.
I
Right.
mean, if your yard's pitched the right way, you can get away with it, but
Right.
having here the sidewalk you do with all the traffic, that's the last thing you want is
Yeah.
somebody slipping on ice.
That's true.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah, and that whole stack, that whole soil stack is pretty shot there.
Oh, not really. I mean, I see a lot worse.
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, when you start seeing a lot of these bubble up marks,
Yeah,
that's questionable. But
right.
I mean,
I was just gonna JB Welder throw some.
Yep, I
epoxy or
see a lot of people do that.
something. Yeah.
But until you start seeing the holes and stuff weeping out, I wouldn't worry about that myself.
Right.
But that's all personal preference.
Right.
Let me stop this section of the recording, and I'll kind of show you